Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Dawn Patrol for the Bonsoy Gold Coast Pro, presented by GWM. It's stop 3 of the World Surf League Championship Tour. Lulu's happy, off to her best start of her career.
Morning.
There's a world champion, Bon dia, Italo, Yago Tor, the reigning world champ, focused on Snapper Rocks. Leonardo Fioravanti's living the dream, along with Sawyer Lindblad. How about this sunrise? Bella Kenworthy taking some notes from Brent Power. Snake Patterson always enjoying his time with Aaron Brooks, and the big dog from South Africa, Jordy Smith, famous for big starts of his career when Snapper was the season opener in the past. George Spattar talking to Luke Thompson. Everybody's here. Toledo, a champion back in 2015. You can tell there's a glow with all of our athletes here. Always with Sally, but when you get to Snapper Rocks, the waves are pumping, the water's warm, 4 to 6 foot and rippable yesterday in the practice surf, and that swell still carries over to opening day here on Friday morning. This is the dream realized, 100%. Every surfer in the world wants to get a taste of this wave, and the world's best are thrilled to have it in an uncrowded lineup. Thanks for being with us, Joe Turpel, Jesse Starling, and Richie Lovett. JJ, you know, you get to sleep at home at this event here on the Gold Coast, but there has been a true buzz in the air of happiness across everyone's face being back here on the Goldy.
Even just yesterday, having that practice session, it was pumping. Everyone was ripping, and I think just the style of surfing that Snapper allows you to do, anyone can feel like a good surfer out there. It's such a fun wave. Everyone's excited to be here. I'm very excited because I've actually never seen this as a championship tour event before. So this is my first time seeing it as the big stage. And I just feel like we've seen so many different storylines already this year. I'm excited for what Snapper's going to bring.
It's a great point, Jesse. I mean, the last time we ran heats out here, Rick, that's 2018. That's far too long to not have a competition on this stretch of sand.
Yeah, absolutely. We obviously had to divert down to Burleigh Heads last year, but we're back at Snapper where it belongs. Echoing what you said, Jess, this is one of the most high-performance waves in the world. The first 2 events, a little bit more focused on the rail game and power. We sort of flip it on its head here. More progression, more innovation. The power's still there. But yeah, we're going to see some exciting surfing this week. And, you know, we've had a little look at the forecast. We won't go too deep into it yet, but it's looking pretty promising.
Oh, we're fired up, aren't we?
We are.
I mean, if Australia couldn't get any better. For me, when I heard about the government backing this wave and actually pumping sand to make it better, I was like, well, it's got to be the best surf country in the world. As we see where we are here in Coolangatta, right here in Queensland. We took the 4.5 hour flight over from Perth, got here to the Goldy, and you can see this big setup, Snapper Rocks, Rainbow Bay, and the Tweed River at the top of Snapper Rocks. This is how it all works, JJ.
Yeah, to get the amazing bank that we have, we look to the Tweed River, and it's this incredible sand outlet. But unfortunately, because of the breakwall at D-Bar, it does really start to affect that natural flow of sand. So what do? We pump sand from Tweed River, from the pumping jetty, all to behind the rock here. So all of the sand really starts to affect. This is what we call the super bank, as it starts to wrap around the corner, and we get to see these perfect long stretched out walls just peel its way down this beautiful coastline that I'm so lucky to get to call home now. And that's exactly what we're looking at today. We've pumped sand for the last couple of weeks, and we really do have an incredible super bank on our hands.
Exciting day here on opening day morning. It's time to get the official call. We'll send it to Vaughn Blakey with Renato Hickel.
Thanks very much, Joey. Well, 2 blokes who are frothing more than a Bonsoy cappuccino is this guy and this guy. Mate, what is the official call?
As we can be. The official call is so on. It's on. We're going to delay this start to 8:30 start just to accommodate this high tide at 7:30. So we'll give a good hour. Liaising with the surfers, obviously. We've worried a little bit wobbly the first thing in the morning, but we already saw some incredible waves on a warm-up. A couple waves of Corner Leary, Ethan Ewan, Italo Ferreira, everybody's smashing the sessions. 3 to 5 feet surf, couple 6 foot sets is going to be an incredible day. And the best part of the story here is I think our lucky change. So we're going to have this swell forecast building in size and quality as the week progresses. So better tomorrow, better Sunday, better Monday, and Tuesday up morning are back up for us. So there is a chance we have a good run.
I love that, mate. World's best surfers, world's best waves. It's going to be so fun. Actually, watching the practice session was a disaster for me and my fantasy teams because I was going, everyone is ripping so hard. But, mate, have a great week. We can't wait to see all the guys and women out there, and we're in for a good one.
To all of us, yeah. It's going to be an incredible show. Since 2018 was the last time we were here, because before that we're running in D-Bar, we're running in Kira. So it's so good to be back at Snapper, and it's going to be an incredible event.
Should we dance out of this shot? That's how happy we
have to. Let's do it.
Everyone is thrilled. We're dancing with you, boys. Thank you, Renato. Thank you, Vaughn. There is just such a electricity in the air, and seeing 4 to 6 foot rippable waves. But we got to see who's on deck. Waiting through the high tide for that first heat. Callum Robson, Oscar Berry. Callum having success here during those Challenger Series years, and Oscar Berry's looking for a heat win in his rookie season.
If there was anywhere for Oz to do it, it's here. This is his home. He lives literally 15 minutes up the road from Snapper Rock, so he surfs this wave all the time. It's so funny though, it's to get a heat win, you're like, yes, I've made it through. Look who he's coming up against, Iago Dora, if he gets a heat win.
That's a big one. Then, Rick, we go to Mateus Hurdy. When you think of what he's able to do, you think of Snapper Rocks with big combinations, and then you got a name like Reef Hazelwood, who got his spot by winning the trials the other day.
Yeah. Reef put in an incredible performance, beating the likes of Julian Wilson and such to get the wild card out here. Reef on the backhand is so dangerous, but Mateus Hurdy, I think back to the last couple of years when we've had the Challenger Series event out here, he's been one of the standouts. He's got an incredible air game, and he's been looking good in his first couple of events on the tour as an official member. So that's going to be a great matchup, and obviously coming up against Griffin Colapinto is the gift of winning that heat, so things don't get any easier.
That's one to look forward to. Luke Thompson, one of our solid rookies on tour, he's been making little snapper J-Bay comparisons, just glowing in his warm-up, but he'll have a new face next to him. Winter Vincent in his second appearance in a CT wildcard moment.
I've easily said time and time again, even in some of the Winter's World Junior campaigns, I really do believe he's this generation's Parko. He makes surfing look so easy. His turns look really big on this wave as well. And I feel like those two are going to go blow for blow. It's going to be a really great matchup between Luke and Winter.
And then you look at Heat 4. Morgan Siblick, the Aussie battler that we're talking about being in the best form of his career. He needs results to add to that, but he has the backhand powerhouse of Ramsey Bukium.
Yeah, Ramsey's going to be gnarly on the backhand. One of the most powerful, and again, someone who's yet to really kick off his campaign in 26. And again, Morgan, we've all been talking about how good the form is. Like, it's incredible. But again, the results haven't started to sort of just, eventuate. So that one coming up against Gabriel Medina. Whoever wins that heat is going to be super gnarly. But there you go. There's the jerseys ready to go for the boys to pick up.
Callum Robson, number 6. Oscar Berry, number 64. Berry, the rookie. Callum Robson's been here before, and he's on the comeback from the CS. And they're all trying to model what George Pitar did at the last stop of the season as he climbed a mountain of Brazilian world champions. We'll talk about GP's form coming up next. George Pitar walking down the steps at Margaret River, going into his first CT final. It happens to be against Gabriel Medina. Priority changed, turned it into a 9-point ride, and he didn't look back, taking his first ever championship tour win.
This was a really special moment. George, he mentioned he hadn't won a comp since he was 15, which was actually the junior state titles that we used to have here on the East Coast. And George, to go all the way, to come back from that, take down every single Brazilian world champ that we have on the tour for a huge win at an event that he fell off the tour last year. I mean, what a difference 12 months can make. And the fact that he's now a championship tour winner is crazy.
The reaction from Norstein board riders. Richie Lovett really felt this one.
Oh, yeah, I sure did. If I wasn't sitting here in the booth with you guys, I would have been at our local club event. And for George to get the win while that was going down, it was radical. There's Axel Carrotto, one of George's best mates, just flaring up. And, it's going to be great to see what George does out here, backing up the win. Sometimes that comes with a little bit of added pressure, and all of a sudden you feel like you have to produce. But he's a very mature young man, got a good head on his shoulders. Obviously, the surfing's come a long way. And, frothing to see him out here at Snapper.
He got to be involved in his first ever press conference. And I could tell he was trying to deal with his emotion, the come down after that victory. I mean, he was literally shaking when he won. We saw that. It was clear. But now he's going, I've got like 16 new boards to try. It's comps on tomorrow, and he's just doing a full tailspin of going, how do I come off of that peak high and still turn in some big results at Snapper? Because now he's trying to stay focused for what could be a world title campaign this year.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it could be. George could go all the way. When you were talking just before, Rich, there's a lot of pressure that can come after winning, your maiden event. You would know that as well, coming into the event afterwards, wanting to back it up. Do you think there's a bit going on between George's ears right now?
Oh, for sure there is. And there's almost a new energy about you. Everyone's looking at you going, okay, is he going to back it up? There's a spotlight that happens. And there's an energy around that. You have to manage that energy and you have to manage what's going on in your brain as well. So it's that head noise. You need to keep it quiet and just get back to work, get back on with the job and focus on what's in front of you.
We've had versions of both, haven't we? Where Wilco won at Snapper, won at Bells. And he's like, what's going on? I figured out the system. We've also had Michelle Perez win Margaret River and then out first round at Bells. So it could go both ways, where you don't want to celebrate too early and you want to make sure that you're still a force, especially here at Stop 3, because we're handing out the keys to the GWM Tank 300. Last stop of the GWM Aussie Treble. George fitting in the mix of that Brazilian Storm there at number 2.
Yeah, there's so many Brazos just in that top 8, but George Pitter has a really great chance of driving home that GWM Tank straight back to North Stain. The boys would probably put North Stain Board Rider stickers all over it, but you can't count out guys who are even sitting a little bit further down the rankings. Think of Sammy Pupo, the speed he has and the combo of Snapper Rocks. He really could easily make a jump right up to number 1.
Kanoa has to have a lot of things go his way, Rick. He's been in the running for this tank even last year, but his free surfs have been electric. I could see him going really far in this contest.
Yeah, Kanoa's surfing is really suited to the walls out here at Snapper. Really light-footed, nimble, has that power, has the air game as well. So Kanoa's definitely one to watch. That whole top 8, anyone there is capable of driving away with this thing. And this is obviously mirrors like the actual ratings that you'll see on the WSL website right now. So it's stacked.
Speaking of which, number 1 in the world once again is Gabriel Medina on his comeback to the tour. We're looking at him wearing yellow a long time ago. It's exactly 1,689 days ago. It was the last time we saw him wear the yellow leaders jersey. Easier to swallow this one. 4 years, 7 months, 16 days. It's been a minute, but he's still owning the tour.
I just want to take it back to Bells when we picked our world champions. I picked Gabby Medina, and it's looking pretty good at this point. He's in yellow. It feels like he's still sitting in second gear. He is just so ready to take another world title home. He's an absolute animal in the jersey, and I think yellow's his colour. I think it really suits him, especially coming to a wave that he's won at before.
You look at past flashback footage of Gabriel Medina out here. He was a little kid when he won. He was 20 when he beat Joel Parkinson and kicked off that first world title run. He beat Kelly in a close decision later, but then he's showing that he's 32 and he's leading the charge with all these new narratives popping up. He hasn't gone anywhere, only better, especially with his experience on tour.
Yeah, absolutely. Better, bigger, stronger, happier, more content. He's got all the world titles, nothing to prove, and he's got this kind of aura around him. He's one of a few in our sport that when they walk into the competitors area, everyone else kind of looks at them and just goes, whoa, he's here, and that's the sort of presence that Medina holds. He holds in the lineup as well. He's in such good form. In the warm-up yesterday, he was one of the standouts. He's going to be tough to beat. You know,
what really impressed me the most, too, is walking away from a loss. Has always been tough for Gabriel, how badly he wants to win, and that priority mistake he made in the final, the way he handled himself on the podium. There's so much maturity there and so much confidence going, I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah, it's scary. I would be scared as an athlete right now of Gabby Medina, what he's bringing to the table, his energy that both of you talk about. He seems like he's holding his own a lot more, and he seems, to be the guy that everyone wants to be. George had the opportunity, he took it, and he won. But I just feel like Gabby, it's not going to be one win this year. It's going to be multiple.
Winter Vincent's in the event, a more manly backup, by the way. And, he had to go through that awkward thing of do I pick myself on fantasy? He plays a lot. And he's like, yeah, I definitely picked myself, but I didn't put myself as the power surfer. power surfer that Winter Vincent shows is Gabriel Medina. And he actually told Gabe that at the press conference, and Gabe's like, yeah, great choice. Great choice, kid.
I think Gabriel has that sort of confidence, and everyone, is well aware of what he can do. They will not take him lightly if they get him in a heat. He's obviously, the equipment's a big talking point for everyone, switching between Channel Islands and Cabianca. He's been doing a lot of work there. We'll be interested to see what he actually takes to his heat. But yeah, Gabby's back, and his results, third and then a second at Margaret's, they are really representative of a world title campaign he's building.
Well, the things that might be worrisome for Australians, with Gabby still leading the tour, all those Brazilian names in that top 10 picture. It's been since 2013 since Mick Fanning won a title for Oz on the men's side, and the great hopes over the last handful of years for Australia have been Jack Robinson and Ethan Ewing. Ethan, you can see, a quarterfinal, showed some promise at Margaret River. 17th at Bells, which he's won before. And for Jack Robinson, upset early at Margaret River's home court, where he's a two-time champ. We'll send it to Ronnie and Vaughn to break down these two Australian superstars and how they can pick up their world title campaigns. Morning, Ron.
Morning, Joey. Morning, Jess. Morning, Rich. Morning, Vaughner.
Nice to see you, Ronnie.
Great to be seen. Hey, Jack and Ethan, I mean, along with Morgan Siblick, they've really been the only Aussies with a title shot in the last decade. But this year, I think after big off-seasons, we expected big things from Jack and Ethan. I mean, a really tough start to the year for Jack in particular. Ethan steadied the ship somewhat over there at Margaret's with a quarterfinal finish. But what is it, Vaughn? What's holding them back at the moment? Is it their surfing?
Definitely is not their surfing. Boys are lighting it up. The off-season free surfing that we saw, some of the projects that Ethan was working on, it is clear he's in career best form. I think both guys would be pretty disappointed with their start to the season. For Jack, you can kind of understand. Like, he had an injury that he was recuperating from. That comes with its own version of head noise. It might not be the competition head noise, but it's just like, am I back to my best? Those little niggles, they can take a little while to build on. So I think Jack will make a solid comeback in this one. I'm expecting it. He spends so much time out here at Snapper. For Ethan, I think this is an event he'll see as one to win. Like, he is surfing so good. Yeah, it's a strange one. I think the big problem for both these guys really is just that their world title rivals have got off to a flyer. They are right where they want to be, and now these guys have to make up ground against some really solid momentum.
I guess the lower your seed dips, though, the more chance there is of you meeting one of your world title rivals early in an event, which can kind of stall their momentum. Thinking about Ethan, I mean, I mentioned that quarterfinal finish. It's interesting looking back on the history of world title runs, and often, you've needed that solid result in the first couple of events to get yourself into that title conversation. No one has ever had the results Jack has and recovered to go on to win a world title, not in the last 15 years anyway. Do you think he is a surfer capable of turning this bad start around?
He clearly is. If you think about some of his wins, just break it right down into an actual heat. He loves having his back against the wall. He loves the challenge. That's what brings out his best. So he's going to be looking at these rankings and going, yeah, sweet, I know this feeling, I know what I need to do, and he's got the artillery to go out at any spot on earth and just get those points back. The big worry, really, is not what they're capable of, it's what's going to happen at the top end of the ratings right now, because Medina is just in the form of his life, and as Jess was saying earlier, he hasn't even really got out of third gear yet, so that's going to be the concern. But if they meet earlier in the rounds, guess what? The Aussie boys are going to like that.
What's interesting, I think, too, is you've just had two events to kick off the season where both Jack and Ethan have been very strong. Thinking about the Gold Coast, we heard Renato say during the call, we haven't been here at Snapper Rocks in some time, and on the Gold Coast, last time we were here, Jack and Ethan didn't really fare too well. They didn't get huge results. It does feel sort of like a hometown event for them, though, even though they haven't really shone here.
Such a good point. I think for Ethan especially, he's a Queenslander. You'd recall the famous moment of Billy Moore running out during Origin screaming out, Queensland! They just do not want to disappoint the home crowd, and I think he'll tap that. I think he's going to have a huge support crowd here. The start of the year has been slow, but if there's ever been an excuse, it's this. It's a long, winding right point. It is his absolute bread and butter. His surfing can sing in these conditions. And Jack Robbo is going to paddle out feeling exactly the same. He knows he's going to have a lot of support here on the beach. He's everyone's favourite surfer in this country, pretty much. If he's not their favourite, he's top two, probably along with Ethan. So, yeah, the boys are going to be feeding off a lot of energy down here on the beach, and it's going to be so exciting to see what they bring here.
Yeah, both with that local knowledge as far as their equipment goes under their feet. So they've been here refining their boards, obviously got here a little bit earlier than their world title rivals. So it's going to be interesting to see how they fare. On the women's side, it's been super interesting. Watching some of the greats return to the championship tour. Stephanie Gilmore is another Aussie who we expect to be in the title conversation. She hasn't taken a whole lot from these first couple of events, but here on the Gold Coast, she is an absolute force. We're going to be having another conversation and a closer look at Steph's form right after the break. Stay with us.
Thanks for watching Dawn Patrol. The last couple of days have been unbelievable for the best surfers in the world. They've had Snapper Rocks, well, to themselves. Yesterday was a CT practice day. The waves were pumping 4 to 6 foot, and everyone got a taste of the pit, but maybe the best barrel we saw, Caitlin Simmers, style and grace, getting blown out of the barrel like she always does when she's at Snapper Rocks.
Oh my gosh, she just got so tubed on that wave. And then Connor, he just dropped a really sick clip on Instagram over the last couple of days. His backhand looking so sharp. But I just love the fact that the bank is so good. The best surfers in the world are getting to make the absolute most of it. Gabriel Medina's back in yellow. The world just feels right again, Joe.
Oh, everyone was surfing for a very long time. Italo, I think, had an 8-hour session. Griffin's filmer was going, is he ever going to get out? I think Griff surfed for 7 hours. They're like, hey, this is a surfer's moment. Uncrowded snapper and it's pumping, and they just reveled in it.
Yeah, yesterday was really fun and sort of unprecedented, where we cleared the lineup the entire day. We let the top surfers in the world just go to town and really warm up, which is kind of special. They got to feel out their boards, try different equipment, and we televised the whole thing on YouTube, so you could really dig in, have a look at the form, and get your fantasy surfer picks sorted out.
That's right. Check out worldsurfleague.com. Get your picks in quickly because we are on today. We're starting at 8:30. It's 7:56 in the morning local time, and we're going to be running through men and women. So make sure your fantasy team is set. Choose your power surfer that earns you double points. And it's always nice when you are in the presence of greatness. It's almost like kicking off the event for us. The greatest goofy foot of all time, Mark Occhilupo, a world champion of a surfer and a world champion of a human. Look at that pace.
Sublime, isn't it, these days? The way Ock surfs. Well, he's been sublime his whole life, but yeah, he kind of rules the roost out here at Snapper, and great to see him still out there in the morning warm-up. He's always first out.
Oh, that was always his program on tour. It was loving his early, and nothing's changed, JJ.
Nothing has changed at all. I love when I paddle out Snapper. I see Occhi out there. He's one of the few people that will actually give me a wave out there, which is pretty cool. But just his style, his flow, the fact that he's still so willing to pull into a tube and travel along the sand through here. He's definitely the biggest grom out there, no matter where he is across the world.
Watches every heat. He also watched every bit of Margaret River in the final with Lakey Peterson getting a big win, her second wine barrel over in the West, a wave that haunted her when she was a rookie and turned it into her favorite place to compete, taking over the final with Luana Silva, JJ.
It was so nice to see Lakey just come out victorious again. It had been a long time in between victories, but there's something about Lakey and Margaret River where she's put in the time, she's super consistent, and she just looked like she was backing herself from start to finish. Her and Lulu both working with Leandro Dora. Whatever he was doing, it was perfect over there to have two athletes in the final, and how gracefully Lulu took coming second as well. It was a really special moment for both of those ladies.
Interesting one for Lakey. You can totally tell that this veteran is not afraid to lose, and it just give her all to gain. She's just surfing free, and Rick, she finds herself number 2 in the race on the leaderboard for the GWM Aussie Treble.
Yeah, absolutely. She'll be really happy to see herself right up there in number 2. You know, it's at this stage in her career, she may be just starting to think, you know, how many more wins have I got in me? So you hit the nail on the head, Jess. Consistency was the key. She put in some really solid performances, but that name up the top there, Gabrielle O'Brien, she has been just a power force on the tour the last couple of seasons, and just watching some of her clips over the last month out here, she's put the time in at Snapper, looking really good. Molly in number 3, dangerous spot to be for her. She is just ready to go. Actually, that whole top 8, really stacked, and anything can happen.
Yeah, Luana Silva, you see her at number 4, clearly her best start of her career, and working with that Dora camp, it's really proved to help her cause, especially with confidence this year on tour.
And throughout the season, we've made so many comparisons between Steph and Luana, having that style, having that grace. This is her home court. We'd love just the combination of Steph and Snapper, and I feel like we can put Lulu into that as well. Her style, her surfing, it really just fits the bowl of this wave beautifully, and I feel like we're going to start to see her really go up vertically into the lip at this event.
It's a really good point. I think your style is really highlighted on a wave like this. Kind of watching Katie Simmers thread the needle of that barrel, you know, that beautiful style and kind of casual approach she has, it really pops as something electric. Lulu has that graceful finesse, and she can win in hard ways too. I mean, she took out Steph Gilmore in the opening event of the season and then found herself in the final, you know, at stop number 2. You know, missing from that list on the GWM Aussie Treble and also the CT rankings in that top 8 picture is Steph Gilmore. You know, this has been the big comeback for the 8-time world champion to kind of rattle the cages of the younger guard, and it just hasn't happened yet, Rick.
No, it hasn't. It's been a really slow start for Steph, and kind of unlike Carissa, who, you know, her results haven't been great, but her heat totals and her wave scores have been quite good, you know, and clearly she's in really good form, whereas Steph just, you know, by having kind of lackluster heats and somewhat wave-starved heats, hasn't really clicked into gear yet, hasn't shown us that brilliance that took her to 8 world titles and so many victories out here. So everyone's anticipating what Steph's going to do out here. Obviously, super comfortable. Home break, you know, she's going to be feeling it. But the numbers here are unbelievable.
Check out CT by the numbers. She's literally the queen, being a GOAT, 8-time world champ, but especially at her home court event. Won this event 6 times, 7 finals. Excellent scores, 40 of them. That's 8 or better in that 2005 victory. Well, she had to ditch school to win that one. Teachers gave her permission, and she's still ripping. If any platform is going to have her bounce back, it's going to be her home court.
I'm so glad the teachers gave her the day of school that day to take home her first victory. But, I mean, even just looking back at this footage where Steph, she had a win here. You know, just seeing her waves, her just start to the career and how she built from here, went on to win the 8 world titles. Just this wave, how she surfs it. There's a difference between the way Steph, Mick, Parko surf this wave to everyone else. They sit slightly behind the pocket. She reads it so perfectly. We talk about style, she's the queen of it, and this wave gets to highlight that so perfectly. It's a privilege to watch Steph out snapper.
It really is. You can see how much it means to her. I mean, she came out of her like little mini hiatus from the tour to compete on the Gold Coast. She loves it. She was at the press conference, and every government official, everyone that was there is going, Steph, bring it home, bring it home. And it's not pressure. You can tell she's like, I got you guys. I got you. This is where I want to win. As we check out the Hydrolite heat to watch, it is Steph Gilmore taking on Erin Brooks once again in a rematch from what we just saw at Margaret River. Sharing the same coach. Came down to Erin's left she got. They had a heat together at Burley last year. Erin won that as well. Wild to think that the 18-year-old is undefeated over the GOAT at this stage.
Yeah, Erin's proven to be a bit of a thorn in the shoe of Steph Gilmore, and Steph will be aware of that, you know, and that'll be kind of building a bit of fire in the belly. She'll want to kind of peg the youngster down and just go, hang on a minute, this is my home turf. You know, I own this place, so bit of work to do for Steph. This is going to be a great matchup, but Erin is a unique talent. You know, she comes on just as one of the favourites, really, of this new pack coming through, and she actually doesn't care that Steph has 8 world titles. I think she's one of these youngsters that has respect for Steph, but once the jersey's on, we'll show her nothing. You know, we'll just stand up to her and really take a turn, and she's proven that. So this is going to be a crazy good matchup to watch.
Yeah, I saw Erin the other day. She had a little sore back, so she was kind of managing her free surfs to prepare for Steph Gilmore. But I was also thinking with the legends of the sport, when you go, how are they going to do? How are the waves going to be? It's going to be pumping. You know, Steph's at home. It's like everything's aligning to really help Steph Gilmore kind of break those early round losses and hopefully end up on the podium for her world title campaign.
I hope so too. I really want nothing more for Steph. I just think Erin has turned into this feisty competitor. She's surfed pumping snapper before, and she's also had a 10-point ride early in her career back here in the 2024 Challenger Series. So the fact that she has that already at such a young stage in her career, she's taken down the GOAT undefeated. You know, Erin would be going into this heat thinking, okay, maybe I am the top dog.
That's crazy. And I'm just going, how do you sort out your bracket with a heat like that? You got to choose one of them, Erin or Steph. We got to go to our friend Kaipo after this break on Dawn Patrol. He is a wizard at fantasy. He'll give us some insight on that bracket to give you guys all some help with your fantasy teams around the world. We'll take a break and be right back after this.
Every underdog, every winner. You called it before it happened, or you didn't. Prove yourself right. Lock your surfers. Play the bracket challenge. There's only one champion.
Thanks for being with us here on the Gold Coast of Australia. You've got to join our league, Battle of the Booth, for the Bracket Challenge. Show to the Fantasy Hub on WorldSurfLeague.com or download the WSL app and see how your teams do against our teams. You're probably doing pretty well because mine's been getting smashed, and there's one man on our team that's beating us all, as per usual. Kaipo Guerrero, good morning, and please give us some advice and some insight on fantasy and what you're seeing in the bracket as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Joe. The bracket challenge, yeah, it's pretty interesting because being a bracket, we know the path for each and every surfer throughout the entire event. I want to highlight this stuff right here. Take a look. Heat 5, Crosby Colapinto. Heat 6, Griffin Colapinto. As we follow the bracket, that puts them in Heat 3, Round 3 together. If they both win their heats, it's going to be a rematch for the Colapinto brothers. That's pretty cool. But the coolness does not end there. We got more coolness because we got Sammy Pupo Heat 15, Miguel Pupo Heat 16, and sibling rivalry potential. If they win each of their heats, they'll be in Heat 8, Round 3 in the bracket challenge, battling the booth. I want to shout out some folks. Maya, you are top ranking at Western Australia for the Margaret River Pro. Congratulations, Maya. And for the season in the Battle of the Booth, Knee-High Firing. Congratulations for leading the season, Knee-High Firing so far. We're going to try to catch up with you. And by the way, fantasy, join Kaipo's #1 Super Mega League. I'm going to shout out the leader in my league in fantasy, Shiro. And obviously, you know the rules because Shiro is #1. So congratulations. Play it. Lock in all your fantasy picks. Lock in your bracket challenge. The event is starting today, so pick your surfers and get going, Joe.
Good man, Kaipo, and that was great insight on the vision that Kaipo has looking at the bracket and getting those possible matchups. So if you're picking your fantasy surfers and you're going to have that friendly fire and your two guys surfing against each other, you're going to want to maybe adjust that to have a clear road to the podium. Let's now look at the women's opening round of competition. Two surfers from Portugal going head-to-head, part of the rookie class. Francisca Viselco takes on Yolanda Hopkins. That's going to be a fun one. And then one of the best ever from Australia, 3-time world runner-up, Sally Fitzgibbons has Bella Kenworthy in Heat 2.
Yeah, Sal, obviously with so much knowledge with this wave. She's competed here before, she's won here before. But Bella Kenworthy, she's this real underdog surfer. You know, just when you think she doesn't have more to give, she does. And she has this incredible end section turn, this hammer that she can throw out at any time. So it's going to be old dog versus new dog status coming up in Heat number 2.
And giving you a preview of matchups. So Lakey Peterson just won in Margaret River. She'll take on the winner of Heat 4. So she'll either get Carissa or Tia Zabrowski. Those are the kind of things you're thinking about when you're setting up your teams.
Yeah, I think it's definitely worth doing your bracket first, and then you pick your team after that. But Heat number 4, Carissa and Tia Zabrowski, that is super interesting. Tia's been just touted as a potential world champion. She's that good. And Carissa's obviously got all the world titles and is coming back in great form. So that's going to be an incredible matchup. And then, yeah, as you said, the winner goes on to meet Lakey Peterson. But both sides of the bracket here look incredible. Great matchup.
Insane opening round. Aaron Brooks, Steph Gilmore, whoever wins that gets the defending Gold Coast champ. Betty Lou Sakura Johnson's waiting to see who she'll be batting against. But there's some younger names as well that are really just trying to get started here. Anat Leilior, we'll have Tyler Wright. Anat, a nice, powerful backhand rookie, trying to take out one of the best that's been here on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, Tyler obviously not competing at Margie's. She had a bit of an injury there, so she pulled out. She's feeling better, which means Tyler Wright, she's going to be in full form. So Nat's going to have to really step up to the table here if she wants to try and take down a multiple-time world champion.
Exactly. Nadia Starbe, Alyssa Spencer, all goofy foot battle there. We know how Alyssa got such a great start to the season over at Winky Pop, and looking to bounce back here at stop number 3, Rick.
Yeah, definitely. We were calling it most improved for sure on the women's side. Alyssa Spencer's kind of found some new form, a bit more power, a bit more purpose in every single one of her turns. I also love heat number 8, Soy Lindblad. She's really started to show some form as well. Coming off a pretty good result over there in the West, but she's coming up against a formidable force out here at Snapper. Trials winner Dimity Stoyle, former tour competitor. She's got a lot of knowledge, and her style really suited to the forehand attack out here.
Fantastic heat. DJ Shimmy Disco putting her jersey back on against Sawyer Lindblad. We also want to see if Betty Lou can handle being the defending event champ on the Goldy. She did it at Burley. Can she do it at Snapper Rocks? Betty Lou has been looking incredible in the free surfs as she's thrown down some big hooks. Be right back after this contest about to get going.
The 2002 Gold Coast Pro wrapped up with Coolie Kid Joel Parkinson matching up against American Corey Lopez in a head-to-head final. It was a Sunday afternoon, the beach was packed, and Snapper Rocks was cooking. The 20-year-old Parkinson read the lineup masterfully, scooping straight into a 9.5. Parko was on fire, and his effortless style was on full display as the hometown crowd cheered him on. With under a minute to go, Lopez scored a nice little runner and did his best to manufacture a score. But the 7.7 was not enough. The Australian's dominant performance in the final earned him the event win and cemented him as the first of the Coolie Kids to claim a Gold Coast win. Once the celebrations wound down, Parko would leave the Goldy ranked world number 1 on his way to a runner-up finish at the end of the year.
It's been so fun celebrating 50 years of the World Tour. Callum Robson fired up on everything that's happened before him. Getting warm-ups in the water at Snapper with guys like Joel Parkinson, who's done a couple of laps as well. Parko Lembai is absolutely ripping. He's looking like match fit, like he's going for a world title. It's like, I wonder why he's looking so shredded right now. He's like, oh yeah, he's got his old buddy Mick to compete with again as we celebrate 50 years. There's going to be a heat to watch as Joel versus Mick are team captains. They'll get to invite up a couple of crew from their board riders, and it's on again. A rivalry that will never die, JJ.
It will never die, and I think the fact that we have Parko and Mick leading those teams, they're going to be very selective with who they pick for their team because both of them just as competitive as each other. Even when we had the Usher Cup here, they were both out there at the same time. They were hassling each other, and I was like, I can't wait to see these guys, more of these guys competing out at Snapper Rocks, and we get that again here this year.
Oh, it's great. And I think when you warm up for an event, when you see these icons in the water, like Joel, you know, you go, okay, what are the waves looking like? He's like, you guys are going to score. But he's also thinking about what he wants to do to Mick. I mean, that was one of his major motivations. Even going before the CT, the junior era, if Mick was in a comp, Joel's like, yeah, I'll sign up for that one too, just for a chance to maybe meet up with Mick Fanning.
Yeah, those guys have been fierce rivals their whole lives, you know, as juniors all the way through their CT years, and it's not done yet. They've still got more to do. They've still got competition to show us out here. That's going to be a pretty special heat. And in the warm-ups, you know, people were saying that Mick looked like he could just put the jersey on, like he's still surfing that good. Obviously, Parko's been doing some reps as well.
How good is this? I think Kaipo's found himself a legend in the water.
Legend. That's right. The Lord of all goofy foots, Mark Akalupo. Last dude out here, actually. Aki, such a great event. Your memories of this place and competing here.
Yeah, well, I had lots of events here. Made the final, didn't go. Morrison beat me, but it's going to be such a sick event. So stoked. that it's back at Snapper. I mean, Burley was good, but we're stoked it's back down here. The bank's really good. Can't wait to kick off and watch.
Man, you're still ripping. What's it like being the world's oldest grommet?
Well, I am officially, I think. I'm going to be 60 soon. I'm going to sail a boat to Fiji, and yeah, I mean, I just love surfing so much. It's everything to me, and I'll do it until as much as I can. I mean, till as long as I can, sorry.
Yeah, let's ride it till those skags hit the reef, Mark.
Exactly, Copa. Have a good call. Have a good day, everyone. Good luck, and
I absolutely love it. Thank you, Kaipo. Thank you, Mark Akalupo, a world champion of a human, absolute legend. And I can't believe it, man. Showing you that surfing keeps you young, doesn't it? The way he surfs just hasn't changed. He absolutely rips. The way he reads the ocean is just forever grommet energy toward this sport that we all love. Anytime you get to catch up with Ak, it's going to make your day better. And he's going to get in. Hopefully, he'll, get him a nice little runner to take down the beach, and he'll be really looking forward to seeing Callum Robson take on Oscar Berry. This one's just a few minutes away from getting started. It's those first 4 heats you want to try to avoid in the first round of the men's comp. It's elimination straight away. We felt that for the first 2 events of the season, so pressure's on big time. Both these surfers coming up next.
Yeah, it's a really scary round to be in. There's no second chances in that round. You have to show up. You have to put your best foot forward. Both of these guys know that. Callum, obviously with a lot more reps in this man-on-man format. Oscar, having 2 knockouts already in this season, there would be a bit of pressure creeping up, thinking, okay, am I going to make a heat? But he needs to shake all that off. This is his hometown crowd, and just put on a show for the people that he loves cheering him on the beach.
So it'll be 35-minute heats. Last 2 events, we've done a lot of overlapping format. These 2 will get to enjoy the lineup, and it'll feel like they just can own the place. 2 guys out the whole duration, scored on their top 2, and they'll be moving on to the second round.